What up, world? It's your boy Sky, broadcasting live with the homie Inky, you know. And today, we're finding our way. We're talking about being lost in life, to be honest. So, as we can see, we have Inky right here guiding us away, you know. But, like, I guess the biggest thing is, like, sometimes, to be honest, I'll even feel, like, lost, to be real with y'all. You know, many times. Today I feel lost. I even uploaded a video today out in nature, which actually was amazing. It is amazing. It's a sunny day today, and I really loved being out in nature. It felt great, you know, like, especially the space that I go to, it's like deep into like the woods. It's deep into this like enchanted area, you know, where, you know, it's not anything going on. You know, it's usually just like nobody, you know what I'm saying? And maybe one or two guys that are very old, you know, old enough to be like my grandfather or something, because they live, you know, they live close by, you know, in that area. But that's it. And like, I don't know. I felt it was a weird feeling because part of you is like, you know what? Stop thinking. Just surrender. Just enjoy nature. This and that. That's how I felt. And I started feeling some deep, deep stuff. You know, some deep intuitive, you know, stuff going on and whatnot about like life, about not thinking so much, and you know, just how to handle it. Because for anybody that's awakening and feeling lost, you know, what we're going through is just like a transformation process and a search for the truth. You know what I'm saying? A search for the truth, a search for a lot of stuff, to be honest, because it's like, ask yourself this and put this into perspective. Check this out. So, like, whenever we get into a house, an apartment, you know, an office, whatever, and, you know, it's like we are just there. You know, we're just there, and that's just us inside of here. But then when we travel, when sometimes we go through certain stuff around certain people, this and that, then it's like we feel, you know, enlightened. You know what I'm saying? Because we see a new way of life, we see a new way of living, another way of living, and like, you know, it changes our perspective and it gets us to breathe a little bit. But then also sometimes like whenever we just go alone by ourselves, you know, it can be very peaceful and awesome, but at the same time, we can get some real deep, big thoughts and ideas, you know, about we can see past the illusion, you know, especially when you're in a foresty jungle area like I go to alone, away from like all this stuff here, you know, like you're like, wow, you know, like this is how we're all supposed to be living, you know, out here with the waterfalls and the streams and the creeks and the valleys and the canyons and the mountains, you know, in the desert, all that stuff. And at the same time, you know, we still have to accept, you know, the illusion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean we have to necessarily praise how things are, but like, you know, you create your own reality. And for me, I had to get real with myself with what I like. You know, I love the concept of just being in love with a woman, you know, one, you know, and building a family with them. That's the most common. That's the most, no, not common. That's the most like deepest thing for me about the mission I'm on. You know, about having the woman and having the children, the child or whatever, and just going through life together like that. You know, and I thought I wanted the fame. I thought I wanted the fortune, the praise, the admiration, all of that stuff. But honestly, no, that's not really for me. I'm desiring to be able to connect and impact and inspire people, but I'm aware that it's not about the attention and that I'm not having the attention. I'm having like the long lasting, real people, real connections with people, you know, and that's really what I've been able to understand, you know, to really do this. Because I see all these different worlds going on in one world, you know, from people that are just on the streets, you know, doing this, doing that. That's cool. Then you have people that, you know, are people that maybe do street stuff, but they live a little bit different. And then you have athletes, basketball, football. Then you have, you know, actors. You know, you have a lot of stuff. You have people in corporate jobs. You have people in law and offices and restaurants and all. There's so much stuff out there. You know, life is truly abundant. There's a lot out there. You know what I'm saying? And I guess the ultimate thing to do is like when we can fully like focus and just stick with one thing and still, you know, be able to go throughout the world, you know. And I guess that's the biggest thing I've understood because I like being out in nature, out in the sun. I like cats and dogs and animals, you know what I'm saying? And I also like you know, I love to be free, you know, and to have a life of longevity and stability. I guess that's the biggest thing. We got to listen to what the universe puts in our hearts. So for me, the universe has always been whispering in my ear, in my heart, you know, whenever I saw old people, elders, you know, grandmas, grandpas, and they're like still together, married, you know, for 60, 70, 80 years or whatever, that's really inspiring, to be honest. And that's something I always desired because I noticed the personality traits. I noticed how well these old people are, all of that. And, you know, they're at peace with themselves. You know, they're graceful, they're loving, you know, they're kind, compassionate. They have a lot of years of experience under their belt. So that's probably why I've always resonated with them. You know, they have all that wisdom upon them, you know, from all those years. And that's, I guess, why I've always had a connection with them. You know, and then also at the same time, like, you know, that's the route I'm looking to choose, to be honest, because I see that's why alone time is so amazing because, like, when we're alone, just in here, like, I'm coming here for Anthony, you know, and Inky, you know what I'm saying, taking care of the animals, and it's cool because finally I'm alone. You know, whenever we go out in the streets, whether you're doing delivery services, whether you're working in a job with food or, you know, packages or whatever, and like sometimes there'll be a lot of stuff going on, you know, a lot of interactions, people, stuff coming and going, packages, merchandise, food, you know, literal people, like all types of stuff, you know what I mean? And it's like, wow, I didn't even realize there's cat poo poo right there, but whatever. It's part of the mission, you know what I'm saying? It's part of what it takes to become a man, become a father, you know, to be able to clean up after our loved ones. But anyways, like I was saying, it's just like whenever we're alone, we get some alone time and a alone space, then like we're able to really focus and calm down and, you know, just figure out who we are, you know, and that's a hard thing to do, to be honest, because it's so dynamic, it's so deep, life, you know, and all this time, I'll just go ahead and speak about the time stuff, even though time is an illusion, but I'm just being real for what I have. The 3D time, that stuff's real. For all these years, a lot of us have been going to school, we've been listening to the TV, the radio, the music, other people, strangers, all this stuff for many years, programmed, just lost in like the ring of fire, you know what I'm saying? Just being pushed around, like it feels like it's like a test, to be honest with y'all. It feels like, you know, it feels like it's a deep test, to be real with y'all. Like it feels like, you know, all of us children were put into school, you know, and we're to see what we become of that, you know what I mean? Like if we're gonna seek the truth or if we're gonna live a lie. And I've chosen the truth and I'm reaping the benefits, you know, 2 years later, you know what I'm saying? And it's continuing. But that's how I'm perceiving it, to be honest. Just about elevating. You know, I know I'm not gonna go down anymore. It's only up, you know. I have so little, you know what I'm saying? But I'm grateful and I'm able to still laugh with myself, at myself, you know what I'm saying? About silly stuff. And at the same time, like I'll be just grateful for a long time because we really get that time to just calm down and quiet down because it's a lot of words, a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, a lot of expressions, a lot of everything, you know? And it can be overwhelming sometimes. It can be very overwhelming sometimes. But like, I guess the most important thing I can say is just to focus. Inky, you always do this. It's just to, you know, get that alone time for yourself to really hone in on the ideas that you have and meditate on it. You know, at least do something. Like for me, I always have valued just a deep love with the woman. You know, not a whole bunch. I thought I did. You know, I love beautiful women, but guess what? It's always going to be another beautiful woman over and 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 over again. You know what I'm saying? There's billions of people out here. There's billions of men and billions of women. And to each his own. People live their own way. They have their own purpose, their own life, whatever. But for me personally, I truly had to get real with myself and really figure out what I wanted and what I desire in life. And for me, it's just the most simplest form. And it's just to be myself, to be real, you know, and to share and to experience that with just, you know, my true reflection in a woman, you know, to raise a family, to experience the world together, to travel the world together, to, you know, build life together, to live life together, and just to enjoy it, you know, every second of the day together. You know what I'm saying? One, you know, and like, that's what I've had to understand and get real with myself. I know I don't need to chase or search or beg for it, you know. I've got to become it first within myself, you know, and I've had to let go of a lot of stuff that doesn't serve me. You know what I mean? Like people's opinions, people's stories, this and that. Like, you know, there is a truth, you know what I'm saying, out there. And then there's a lot of stuff on the way. The stuff that's close there, that there was love, but it was just gone. And, you know, it's very rare to see like, or to be a part of some real stuff, you know, and that's why I put a lot of emphasis on it, because I realized about the energy, you know, and that like if you're always dispersing your energy just all over the place, you know, just like a sprinkler, like a hose, the water comes out, and if it's like a circle, it's just gonna come out straight, just like that, just like we're not gonna talk about guns, but just like a sprinkler spitting out water, or a water gun. But then guess what? You open it up, you spread it out, it spreads out everywhere. It's therefore the impact isn't so direct. Like if you just have one punch, boom, right there in the stomach or whatever, that's gonna have some powerful impact. But if you're going like a slap to the stomach, that's not gonna feel the same. You know what I mean? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Okay, just your focus. Like it's like it's like a plant. You know, like if you're gonna do something, go all out. And I had to break it down to the most simplest form and the most truest form. And that was just of love. To each his own, whatever. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. You know, entertainers, musicians, athletes, actors, all this stuff. A lot of people are doing different things. You know, some people love being around, partying around, playing around, this and that. And that's cool. That's them, you know. But myself, us, the real people, on some real stuff, you know, we realize our power. You know what I'm saying? That nobody's buying us at all. I don't know how these people got all that money or what they're doing or where they're at all. I have no idea. I've been away from that for some years now, to be honest, from athletes, all that stuff. Like my perspective has changed a whole lot, because all of my life, I thought I had to be a basketball player. I thought I had to just do sports. I thought that was all I was just sports. But that's not the case. You define your own reality, and I know I don't know everything, but I'm just sharing some stuff that can help out other people that may feel a little lost or whatever. You know, like I found out, at least with cats, you know, and dogs and animal care, I like that a lot. And the fact is, it's